what did you think it would be like? What were your expectations going into it? What were you planning? Things of that nature.
What did I expect? Well, I expected it to be a lot of work.
Obviously, you had never done a wedding video before, so you didn't have any like real world.
And by wedding video, he's meaning shoot videography at a wedding. Yeah, I've been wanting to do a wedding for a couple years now. And what I expected was, like, I knew it was going to be work, and I knew, knowing me, it was going to be a lot of preparation and a lot of just preparing as best I could with the gear and the knowledge that I knew at the time.
Okay, and what gear were you using? You have your own, the ZV E10 is your camera.
Yes, I actually got that camera after they asked me to do the wedding, because I wanted to have my own camera even before that. But I also borrowed your 3 cameras. I figured the more angles we had, the better coverage I'd be able to get of the entire.
Canon XF605, Sony AX43, and what's not being used, a very inexpensive Sony CX405.
Which I could have done without.
Wow. It is a $100 camera, but it can do a good job in certain conditions.
In certain lighting conditions, with good light, allegedly.
Allegedly. Now, you were talking about that you got the ZV-E10 after you were proposed about the wedding. You've done multiple short films, and that's all been on cell phones thus far.
Yes. Cell phones have worked well, and I was going to use my cell phone as a 5th, or where it'd be, I guess, 6th camera at the wedding. At the time, it was everyone slated for it to be outside, and I was going to have that as a creative shot of the wedding party coming down the aisle. But
so you had planned, you had some ideas as to what you might want to do. Of course, you had met with them, the bride and groom, beforehand, figured out what their expectations for a wedding video were versus what you thought you could do. Yeah. Some people do different things. What did you plan for that you didn't end up doing, or what did you think you might need, got it, and then after it was all said and done, didn't even use it?
Well, I planned for a 6-camera, 6-angle shoot, 4 stationary cameras, me on my ZV-E10 on a gimbal, and then a second shooter on his camera.
And you got the gimbal for the wedding.
I also got the gimbal for the wedding.
Yeah.
And, I was at the dress rehearsal, I guess not a dress rehearsal, just the rehearsal, a few days prior to, and going up to that, I was just based on other things, watching a whole bunch of videos on YouTube. I also purchased a variable ND filter to use in case the sun got out, came out, or if it was too bright. And leading up to the day, there was rain in the forecast. Therefore, I didn't think I would need the variable ND filter, but I got it anyway because I would rather have it, not open it, and not need it than, need it and not having purchased one.
Amazon return?
Yep. It's still sitting on my counter, just unopened. But I didn't end up using that. Also, I bought a couple clamps to hook onto the tripods because there was some rain in the forecast. And just to be prepared and not wanting to have, the cameras get drenched on. Bought a couple clamps from Amazon. Bought a couple umbrellas with the really big overhang to make sure the cameras would be covered. So bought those, and didn't end up using those because they moved the wedding to indoors when the rain.
At the last minute.
When the rain came, yes, 15, 20 minutes till.
And that's something that's worth considering, is because any time that you're going to do any kind of outside event, concert, wedding, people playing soccer, at any moment things could go haywire, and something can change.